Part 7. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 61. Seeing that Fuxi was convinced of himself, Tongtian then continued. When you go to the human race to seek your destiny and position, remember first that all tribes in the human race must be unified, so that all your luck can be gathered together. In the era of the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors, there were too many human tribes and cholera was breeding. Unifying them would be equivalent to bringing the human race into one place. Second, after unifying the human race, no matter who the saints send to the human race, they will reject them all. The saints seek to seize luck and will send their disciples to the human race to establish the beliefs of each religion and collect the new life luck of the human race. What if this is the human teaching of the sage Lao Tzu? Fuxi asked. They also refused. If the saint doesn't come, given your status as a quasi-sage, can't you still handle the disciples of several religions? As long as people from other sects dare to cause cholera, they can just do it. Tongtian said. If the disciples of the saints were beaten, the scene would be great. But Tongtian can conclude that Fuxi is so strong, and with the strength of the current disciples, they will never dare to do anything. Then what if the saints come in person? Fuxi's face trembled. Among the disciples of the saints, most of them are Jinxian, and a few have only killed one corpse. Fuxi is not afraid. However, all the saints are the most powerful existences in the world. Fuxi can't deal with him. Have you forgotten that your sister is also a Hunyuan? Tongtian said indifferently. Last time Fuxi tried to seize the throne and was seriously injured. This time Nuwa will definitely pay attention. Not to mention Nuwa, this time there is Tongtian standing behind Fuxi. The reward of 10,000 yuan of chaos power, Tongtian must let Fuxi win the new destiny of the human race. In addition, the most important point is that the saints have already begun to plan. You must join the human race as Nuwa's brother, so that you can take the lead. Although the saints are quite prestigious in the human race, Nuwa is the founding goddess of the clan and is even more respected by the human clan. As her elder brother, when she goes to the human clan, she will definitely gain momentum first. One step is the first, and every step is the first. Fuxi, will follow the guidance of fellow Taoist Tongtian. In the future, Fu 11 Ruajuo, will have a new destiny for the human race, and I will definitely be respected by fellow Taoist Tongtian in the future. Fuxi said with a respectful look on his face. Respect me? Am I taking in a little brother? Tongtian was startled. With Fuxi's current strength, Tongtian really doesn't like him. However, if he wins all the luck of the human race, he will be the first among the real saints. And with the luck in his body, the saint will not dare to target too much. In that case, it would be qualified. Human race. Thousands of tribes. There are ferocious beasts outside and cholera inside. The saints ask their disciples to go to the human race in the name of each religion to cultivate several tribes and strengthen the harvest faith. However, it's just the beginning. The disciples of the saints have just entered several tribes. Fuxi fell from the sky. With the power of the quasi-sage, it spread throughout the human race. Fuxi. He is Nuwa's brother. I see that the human race is constantly fighting, and the cholera is endless. Today, I have come to the human race to unify the tribes, lead the human race to drive out cholera, and drive out the war. The Nuwa human race's founding goddess is more respected than all other religions. As Tongtian said, once Tongtian's status was revealed, he immediately attracted the trust of the human race. The brother of the goddess came down to unify the human race. That's really great. It must be the human race with the body of the goddess. We should go there and take refuge. At this moment, many human tribes went there one after another. Among them, there were several tribes cultivated by various religions. Immortal Dui, our tribe is ready to take refuge with the mighty Fuxi. Immortal Guangqinzi, the brother of the Divine Mother has landed in the human race, and we have been helped without your explanation. Thanks to the great Buddhas in the West, my tribe is no longer willing to stay here and is ready to go to the place where the great power Fuxi is. The disciples of all the sects are confused. Don't you get along very well? Our sect helps you, you believe in our sect, everything develops normally. How can you just leave? Teacher, the human race doesn't want us anymore. What to do? Dui Genren and Suandu return to the human religion. Teacher, several of the tribes we trained have gone to Fuxi. Huangqinzi and other Yuanji disciples returned to Taoism to explain their teachings. They were disgraced and looked very ugly. Second saint, the human race seems to have no connection with my Buddhism. Several great Buddhas from the West came back to welcome Zunti. Fuxi came to the human race, in the name of Nuwa. All the saints naturally saw it. Their faces were all black and looked like something. In the name of Nuwa, deeply rooted in the hearts of the human race, let them play as they please. On the deserted island, I was very happy to see the black faces of the saints. In the original prehistoric calendar, Fuxi lost all his memories after reincarnation, and he only established an honorable position in the human race as a human race. But under Tongtian's guidance, Fuxi directly went to the human race in the name of Nuwa. This shortcut was not an ordinary one. Dui, Suandu, you two are going to visit Fuxi and join Fuxi in the name of the human cult. Guangqinzi, take the disciples of Chanjiao and go to help Fuxi. Dear Buddhas, the two of us have calculated that the human race and my Buddhism are still destined to be together. You can go to Fuxi later and tell him that the human race and my Buddhism are still bound by fate. Fuxi is now standing in the name of Nuwa, and the saints have no choice but to let their disciples join Fuxi's command in order to seek their luck in other ways. P.S. I'm spending time with some of my best friends today. One page is missing from the chapter. Xiaoun will make up for it tomorrow. Flowers, evaluation votes, vote a little if you have any. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to e-author, Honghuang Xiaoun. Chapter 62. Just a few days. Hundreds of human tribes came under Fuxi's command. The earliest innate human races include Sci-fi, Swiren clan, etc. There are also many powerful people among the acquired human race, such as the existence of the 5 emperors in the future. After these tribes fell under Fuxi's command, the war immediately stopped. Fuxi Daigong, we are disciples of the sage Lao Tzu, and we have come here hoping to join the Daigong's command and help the Daigong unify the human race and eliminate cholera in the human race. Dui and Suandu's 2 disciples stood in the void, bowing and worshipping. Fuxi Dharma, we are the disciples of the Yuanqi sage, and we also hope to help him. Guangqinzi and others also shouted in unison. Mighty Fuxi, the human race and our Buddhism have not yet broken off, and we are here willing to help the human race, several great Buddhas in the West said in succession. Fuxi remembered Tongtian's instructions very clearly. Anyone who seeks his own destiny is the same as being his enemy. There will be absolutely no mercy. Go away, I don't need your help. With me Fuxi, the human race can be pacified. Fuxi's voice was like thunder, and the shocking sound boomed into the ears of the disciples of all religions. Fuxi is so powerful and powerful. Is this the power of the brother of the goddess? With such power protecting my tribe, there will be no worries. Fuxi is a quasi-sage, and the disciples of other sects are almost all Deluo Jinxian. It is obvious who is more powerful. The human race is full of fervent worship. Fuxi scolded, and the saints naturally saw it. It seemed that he was scolding. It was a group of their disciples. In fact, they were slapping their saints in the face. All the saints looked very unhappy. Dui, Suandu, Guangchenzi, and several great Buddhas were present. He was a disciple of a great sect, and was used to being dignified. Being scolded by Fuxi like this, his face became very ugly. They all moved out of their backers. Mighty Fuxi, we are all here to serve the teacher. Mighty Fuxi, by refusing like this, you are rejecting the kindness of teachers like me. The disciples of the three religions all had dark faces. So what? For the destiny of the human race, Fuxi has no fear at all. Do you still want to have a walk with me? Only then are you willing to leave. Fuxi directly demonstrated the power of the three quasi-saint corpses. Seeing this, the expressions of the disciples of all religions changed. I'll wait until I leave. Fuxi doesn't talk about strength, just seniority, but he is the same generation as their teacher. Naturally, they don't have the courage to fight Fuxi. Yes, this little brother still has some momentum. Tongtian saw the scene and laughed. Fuxi forcefully forced the disciples of all religions back, completely disrupting the plans of all the saints. Fellow Taoist Fuxi is so abominable, it seems he wants to take away all the new luck of the human race, Zunti said with a gloomy face. He is no more than a quasi-sage, and we are already Hunyuan. How can we let him win when we compete for luck? Jiyan said with a confident expression on his face. Zunti's eyes moved and he asked, brother, do you have a good idea? Have you forgotten the corpse evil resentment we are collecting? Before the establishment of Buddhism, the two of us created a race. However, the race created by the evil spirits was too evil, so we gave up, Jiyan said. The clan created by the evil spirit of corpse is beyond the 3 realms and 6 paths. Could it be that senior brother wants to create that clan again? Zunti's eyes were surprised. Countless yuan hui ago, the two of them lacked the resources to establish a religion and lacked luck. So they came up with the idea of using the merits of creating a clan to prove the Tao. They deliberately collected the grievances of corpses in the ancient times and tried to create a clan. They named it. They are a clan of zombies. However, this clan is too evil and extremely evil. They have no soul, no spirit, and no distinction between good and evil. The two of them were afraid that the world would be in chaos, so they worked together to destroy the zombies they created, and then hid the evil resentment of the zombies. Fuxi wanted to control the destiny of the human race, but how could he be allowed to do so? Just a quasi-sage. However, this is not the time when zombies are born. I must be planning this matter together with fellow Taoist Yuanqi. We and I will wait for them to plan before we take action. Jiyan said. On the deserted island, Tongtian, who used his insight into the world, has already heard what the two of them said. In the normal prehistoric calendar, during the era of 3 emperors and 5 emperors, when they were competing for luck, suddenly, 4 terrifying zombies appeared among the human race. General, Ho Qing, Yinggo, Han Bie. Each of them has the ability to slay 3 corpses as a quasi-sage when they are born. Their strength is unparalleled. Later generations only know that the 4th ancestor of the zombies appeared in the body of the human race. But how it was formed is really unknown. No. It is really the work of Jiyan and Zunti. Tongtian had a guess in his previous life that the 4 ancestors of zombies were created by Jiyan and Zunti. Now the guess has come true. My dojo is short of gatekeepers, so the 4th zombie ancestor is qualified. This time the 3 sovereigns and the 5 emperors are over. Now that Jiyan Zunti has given away the 4 ancestors, I will accept it. Tongtian sneered. The 4 zombie ancestors are absolutely powerful, and they are not in the 3 realms and 6 paths. They are immune to many magical powers. They are not afraid of life and death. For Tongtian, these are the best thugs and the best labor. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author. Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 63. Senior brother, what do you think of Fuxi's performance? In Laozi's dojo, the holy body of Yuanqi arrived from the sky. Fuxi suddenly appeared, disrupting the plan. Yuanqi had to come to discuss with Laozi. I think this may be the intention of fellow Taoist Nuwa. If not, Fuxi would not have been so aggressive in harvesting the new destiny of the human race in the name of Taoist Nuwa. I said with certainty. I can only say that I really thought wrong. Everything is because of Tong Tien. Although Taoist Nuwa created the human race, how could the fate of the human race be planned by the two of them? Yuanqi showed some anger. That's natural. If the brothers and sisters want to plan everything, I won't agree to it. I establish my religion based on the human race, and I shall control the fate of the human race. I said in a strong tone. To Yuanqi's ears, these words obviously had some meaning that even his teachings could not distinguish. Senior brother Lao Tzu, this is wrong. The fate of the human race is shared by those who see it, not by the Nuwa brothers and sisters, nor by any other sect like us. I came to you to talk about the new destiny of the human race, and you actually wanted to take it all away. How could I, Yuanqi, agree? Tong Tien was happy on the deserted island. At this pace, I won't tell you whether they have a share in the new destiny of the human race. People are about to start fighting first. It is no surprise to Tong Tien that the words of the two Qing dynasties are in conflict. All the saints have immediate interests. Talking about friendship and so on are all lies. Junior brother Yuanqi, are you also trying to gain some luck this time? I'm eyes darkened. Obviously, it meant a bit of threat. Senior brother Laozi, I have already said it, everyone who sees it has a share. I am bound to get a share of this new destiny of the human race. Yuanqi's tone did not give in at all. There was a bit of displeasure on my face. Senior brother, this is not the time for the two of us to compete. Fuxi has beaten us to the prestige of Nuwa's creation of human beings. We should first plan how to get rid of Fuxi. Otherwise none of us will get it. Yuanqi has already expressed that he will definitely get a piece of human luck, and that's enough. Now that he has not won the luck, there is no point in arguing with his senior brother. Junior brother Yuanqi said the same thing. It's easy to talk about the matter between the two of us, but now we really should think about how to deal with Fuxi and Nuwa. I have no intention of fighting now, and then nodded. The two of them were still blushing a second ago. But the next second, they returned to normal. It must be said that I was not a simple character in the beginning. Tong Tien in the previous life had a straightforward personality, without any the city should be regarded as an opponent. But in this life, it is different. Junior brother Yuanqi, I see that the fortunes of the two races of lich and demons have become prosperous again. Countless Yuanhui ago, we failed to plot against the lich. Now is an opportunity. It is better to lead the lich clan into a melee with the human race. Then how about we harvest our luck? I said after making some plans in my mind. When Yuanqi heard this, he was instantly moved. This method is very good, but how to attract the two lich clans? Yuanqi asked. Since they are allowed to fight in a melee with the human race, I think that this method of letting the human race directly provoke the two lich races and draw out the two lich races becomes. Junior brother, you have many human disciples under your section. All you need to do is send someone to seriously injure the demon clan, and the demon clan will come to the human race. I said. Senior brother Laozi, you also have two disciples, Dui Jinren and Suandu. How about we choose a clan from each of the two sects? Both of them are masters who don't want to suffer any loss. How can I, Yuanqi, do the unpleasant things together? How can that be done? I'll give you a meal. If my disciples don't take action, the lich and demon clans will not hold grudges against the human religion. It would be much easier for the human sect to subdue them in the future. But if my two disciples take action, it is inevitable that they will be recognized when they subdue the two Lich clans in the future, and they will have to use more hands and feet. Senior brother, are you unwilling to agree? Could it be that you only asked my disciples to seduce the Lich and Lich clans? Do you have some plan? Yuanqi pretended to be suspicious. Yuanqi naturally saw what I had planned, but he just pretended not to know. Junior brother Yuanqi was joking, how could we have a plan when we are together? I shook my head and denied with a smile. That's good. On a desert island. Luring my disciples to fight against the human race. This is a good idea. Let's see who among us is better. Tongtian smiled. Immediately, the magical power of insight into the world was transferred to his two disciples. Duobeo, the monkey. The voice of the great supernatural power came to the ears of the two disciples. Teacher. Since leaving the desert island, Tongtian has told them not to expose their relationship with Tongtian's master and apprentice. Therefore, the two have not dared to look for Tongtian. There has been no news about the teacher for several Yuanhui, and they miss him very much. When they meet the teacher after sending a message to them, the two of them felt happy. This time the great luck of the human race is born. The saints intend to lure you two tribes to stir up trouble in the human race and give them a chance to win the good luck. You two must remember that no matter who it is, if they come to your two clans and ask you to leave, they must not do it. Tongtian Sound Transmission Road. Is teacher. Duobeo didn't say much and nodded directly in agreement. Teacher, can I, the demon clan, touch the person who is coming? The ape said with a bit of unruly tone. The ape's character is not as good as Duobeo. Knowing that the saints were planning to plot against them, the ape was thinking about how to relieve his anger. As long as you don't die, whatever Tongtian Deo. Yes, disciple understands. The thong-branched ape sneered. Want to harm the demon clan again? The one who is in charge of the demon clan now is me, the Monkey King, the king of 10,000 demons. If you want to harm my demon clan, you have to be prepared to pay the price. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 64. After receiving the message from Tongtian, Duobeo chose to shut down the Wu clan. No one from the Wu clan can leave Pangu Palace. According to the normal prehistoric calendar, during the era of the 3 sovereigns and the 5 emperors, this multi-treasure wizard did not exist. Under the plans of the saints, the witch clan and the human race fought. In the end, the disciples of the saints took action and made the Wu clan disappear completely. Xing Tian was beheaded, Qi Yu and other great witches fell and were taken into the underworld by Ho Tu. But in this life, everything changed because of Tongtian. Without Tongtian in this life, Duobeo would not have entered the Wu clan, let alone become the master of the Wu clan. Now Duobeo has absolute rights in the Wu clan. All the great witches obeyed the order. Compared with Duobeo, it is natural that the monkeys will be more noisy. There is no option to shut down the demon clan. Instead, he directly told the demon clan that no matter who came to provoke the demon clan, tell him first. Wait for him to clean up. The monkey is warlike and fierce. When someone comes to cause trouble, he wants to make things worse first. Not long after, the 2 disciples of Laozi, Dui Genren and Suandu, came to the Wu clan. Which clan, please come out here, we too will destroy you today. Master Dui stood outside Pangu Palace and shouted loudly. However, Pangu Palace remained motionless. It was as if there was no Wu clan inside. Brother, what is going on? Both Suandu and Dui were stunned. Aren't the Wu clan always impulsive? Now that they are calling for battle, shouldn't they come out immediately? Why is there no movement at all? Junior brother, wait for me to shout twice and try. The Witch clan, we are the human race to deal with the disaster, and we are here to deal with the Witch clan today. Why don't we come out and suffer death? Master Dewey shouted loudly again. This time, there was no movement anymore, there was a voice coming from inside. You disciples of the saints are so shameless. You actually come as a human race to lure me, the witch clan, into the plan of the saints behind you. You disciples of the saints are disgusting, and you saints are even more disgusting. Get out of here quickly, my Wu clan needs to retreat to cultivate a Yuanhui, and we have no time to deal with you. The voice of the witch clan's god of war, Xing Tian, directly shouted out. Dui Genren and Suan Du were once again confused. How powerful the saints' calculation was. How did the witch clan know about it, since there were no saints or ancestral witches? Junior brother, what should we do now? Master Dewey asked depressedly. Suan Du also had a question mark on his face. This, senior brother, how about we go back and tell the teacher first? If the Wu clan doesn't come out, we will be useless here, Suan Du thought for a while and said. Just when Dui Genren and Suan Du went back in disgrace, several disciples such as Chanjiao Guangchenzi, Qi Jingjing and others came to the territory of the demon clan. You monster clan, our human clan is here to destroy you today. Guangchenzi was holding a male and female sword with a mighty aura. The monsters hiding in the mountains were furious when they heard these arrogance. But just when they were about to teach these people a lesson, they suddenly remembered the words of the 10,000 Demon King. Anyone who comes to cause trouble in the demon clan must first wait for the arrival of the 10,000 Demon King. Come on, let's go and inform the King of Demons. The demon clan ignored Guangchenzi and the others, but headed directly towards the 10,000 Demons Hall of the 10,000 Demon King, the 1,000 Monsters. The 10,000 Demons Palace is a palace built by the demon clan for the 1,000 monsters. Normally, Tong this is where the monkeys practice retreat and deal with the affairs of the demon clan. Senior brother, it seems that the demon clan is nothing more than this. Yes, there are rumors that the demon clan is extremely ferocious. It seems that the rumors are all false. Now when they see us, they immediately run away in fear. Several junior brothers of Guangchenzi saw the demon clan running away. They all despised him. It was Guangchenzi who had just spoken, so Guangchenzi thought arrogantly that the reason why the demon clan ran away when he heard his voice was because the demon clan was afraid of him. Guangchenzi the power. It seems that it is unnecessary for the teacher to ask you to wait for a few people to come with me this time. Guangchenzi has a proud expression on his face and is completely pretentious. Yes, if the senior brother comes alone, he can fight against the monsters. Genren Tai and several other disciples of the obstetrics and gynecology profession echoed. Unfortunately, the teacher told us that we can only use our identities as humans to anger the demon clan and make them go to war with the humans. If not for this, my male and female swords can destroy such cowardly monsters with one strike. Guangchenzi wanted to show off his majesty, but due to the explanation from his teacher Yuanqi, he seemed very disappointed. It can only be said that Guangchenzi was extremely conceited. He destroyed the demon clan with one sword, not to mention that Tongtian was standing behind the demon clan. Big shot. For example, the king of 10,000 demons, the 1,000-armed ape, although he only killed 2 corpses, his combat power was no weaker than that of 3 corpses. Just as Guangchenzi finished speaking, a loud shout suddenly came. Destroy my demon clan with one sword, what a big statement. A demon body of ape led many great demons across the sky. The demon generals and great demons such as Tongji Monkey, Bai Zi, etc. landed around Guangchenzi and the others. Who are you? Guangchenzi asked with a cold look. I, the king of all demons of the demon clan, the viper scolded fiercely. As a disciple of a saint, he is extremely proud. And after seeing the scene where the demon clan ran away when they saw them, Guangchenzi looked down on the demon clan even more. He thought that none of the demon clan could fight. As for the situation in front of him, he didn't even pay attention to the king of 10,000 demons. King of 10,000 demons. Are you the one in charge of the demon clan? Very good, now that you are here and accept my sword, I will kill you for the human race today. Guangquanzi thought in his mind that killing the 10,000 demon king will definitely anger the demon clan. At that time, the demon clan will definitely enter the human race and fight against the human race. In this way, what the teacher explained will be regarded as a perfect completion. But he said that Guangquanzi's idea was very beautiful. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 65. Guangquanzi is very conceited. The brain is also very stupid. He didn't even think about it. His teacher Yuan Shi was a saint. He didn't know the strength of the demon clan. Is it really unnecessary for him to bring so many junior disciples? Also, the Yaozu was left over from the Lich War, and he had not yet transformed at that time. Before he came out, his teacher specifically told him that as long as he seriously injured the little demon as a human, he would retreat immediately and never fight the demon. However, Guangquanzi forgot. I didn't think too much about it. Kill the monkey with one sword. When the demon generals and demons heard these words, they immediately looked at them with unbearable expressions. They know all too well how ferocious the Tongbo ape has led the demon clan for so many years. They have seen too many misfortunes for those who once despised the trampoline monkeys and threatened to kill them. Kill me with one sword. As a disciple of a saint, is your mind so stupid? If you are making such nonsense, then give me a stick and give it a try. After the ape beheaded the corpse, the law he understood was called the law of violence. The power of this law integrated many of the magical properties of the ape's life. The power of the law appeared. At this moment, Guangquanzi and others were shocked. They were the great Luo Jingxian. That's all. At this moment, everyone felt fear. Sky stick. Hack. With a scolding, it was like the heaven and earth were shaking. Guangquanzi and several of his junior brothers took out their magic weapons to resist. Boom! A loud noise came out. Guangquanzi, Qi Jingzheng, and Tai Zhenren suffered the most damage. For the first time, the Tao body was shattered, leaving only a dim soul. As for the following ones, their magic weapons were damaged. Serious injury. With such little strength, the saints dare to let you come to my demon clan and act recklessly. It seems that not only you are stupid, but also the saints are stupid. The thong-armed ape said with disdain. How do the monsters know that the saint asked them to come? What's happening here? At this moment, Guangquanzi and others were shocked and confused. Listen to all the demon generals and great demons, let me take care of them. As long as you don't die, whatever you want is fine. Originally, the Tongbo ape thought that there would be a fierce battle. However, these people were beaten like this with just one stick. If they were hit with another stick, they would probably die. But Tong Tian had already told him that he could not let them die. So. And then it was left to a group of demon generals to deal with the big demons. In an instant, a group of big demons and demon generals showed their true strength. Almost all the demon generals left over from the Lich War had been killed. As for the other great demons have also reached the level of Luo Jingxian. Is the demon clan so powerful? How could this be? Shouldn't the demon clan be weak? Guangquanzi and others were frightened. At this moment, Yuan Shi was focused on the fate of the human race. He did not notice that several disciples were suffering from various miseries. It is not surprising that Yuan Shi did not care about his disciples. He gave several of his disciples the explanation was very clear. All you need to do is hurt a few little demons. My disciples should not make mistakes in this small task, and there will be no danger. Soon after, Yuan Shi's dojo. Guangquanzi and others lost their Taoist bodies, and their magic weapons were also looted. Only the extremely dim spirit remains. Teacher, save us, the demon clan has shattered our Dao body. Guangquanzi and others shouted in a tone that was almost crying. Yuanqi was stunned. How could his disciples do this? Why did he hurt so many little demons? Please tell me, what happened? At this time, Guangquanzi didn't dare to hide Yuanqi. He could only explain it word by word from beginning to end without making any mistakes. Damn it! Madness! Yuanqi was instantly angry after hearing this. When the Lich and Lich clans were strong, Yuanqi and his ilk did not dare to dominate. Although the Lich is now ruined, there are still demon generals and great demons left. Several of his disciples are so helpless. The arrogance of the brain. You ruined my plan. Yuanqi was very angry for a while. Teacher, I don't know what happened. We were really planning to hurt a few little monsters just as the teacher said at first. However, those little demons seemed to know that we were coming and ran away when they saw us. Later, the demon king of the demon clan came. Guangquanzi explained with an aggrieved look. Yuanqi's eyes paused. In Guangquanzi's explanation before, he also said that the thong-armed apes said that the saints were stupid and sent a group of brainless people to plot against the monsters. Yuanqi didn't take it to heart at first, thinking that it was just a few disciples who were stupid, which led the monkeys to think that the saint was also stupid. But Guangcheng also said that the little demon ran away when he saw them, as if he knew they were coming, and directly invited the king of 10,000 demons. After thinking about it like this, he can something's wrong. Is it possible that the demon clan knows our plan? This matter is wrong. I need to discuss it with my senior brother. The saint's calculations never leave anything out, but this time there was an accident, and Yuanqi had to pay attention to it. Even his disciples with dim souls didn't bother to care, and the holy body flew away in the air. At this moment, I have also disappeared from my own body. The two disciples learned about the journey of the Wu clan and their party. Senior brother, if my disciple goes to the demon clan, it seems as if the demon clan already knows our plan, Yuanqi Dao. My two disciples went to the Wu clan, and the Wu clan also knew that I was going to lead them to fight against the human race, and they had already closed the Pangu Palace and stopped being born. I paused and said, "You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 66. Invite two tribes of Lich to be born and fight against the human race. Lao Tzu and Yuanqi seek luck in it. This plan was only known to the two of them, and there was absolutely no rumor about it. But why did both the Lich and Lich clans know about it in advance? Senior brother, is it possible that there is someone in the ancient world who is stronger than the two of us and has figured out our plan and told the two Lich clans? Yuan. She said after he came up with the only possibility. If someone is stronger than me, it wouldn't be surprising if he worked out the calculations between the two of us. After my expression changed, I quickly shook my head and said, but this shouldn't be possible. In the wild, the two of us should be the strongest luck saints. But, how did the two Lich clans learn of our plan? During the ancient times, Lao Tzu was the first to suppress luck and become a saint, while Chanjiao Yuanqi was the second. The saint of luck was the strongest among the saints taught by Hongjun Taoist ancestors, and the saint of merit was below him. In this way, no one can better than them. However, now the fact is that someone knows their plan. On the deserted island, Tongtian looked at the expression on Lao Tzu Yuanqi's face that he couldn't figure it out even though he tried hard, and he felt inexplicably happy. Just think about the past life, these two were Tongtian plotted everything around. But in this life, it was Tongtian who plotted against the two of them, leaving them with no ability to fight back. Junior brother Yuanqi, let's put this aside for now. The most important thing now is to fight for luck. When the two Lich clans knew about the plan, it was too mysterious. Even the Hunyuan saints couldn't figure it out, so they had no choice but to give up. If this matter delays the attempt to seize the human race's new destiny, it's not worth it. The Lich and Lich clans already know our plan, and the three Lich and human clans' plan to fight and steal their luck is no longer feasible. We still need to make a plan, Yuanqi said. Just as the two of them were thinking about it, two more saints' power came. Fellow Taoist Laozi, fellow Taoist Yuanqi. Jiyan and Zunti fell from the sky. Invite me, two Taoist friends, why are you coming to my Taoist temple? I asked with focused eyes. Fellow Taoist Laozi, you and fellow Taoist Yuanqi's plan to lure the witches and monsters against the human race failed, so you must be thinking of another plan, Jiyan said with a smile. The two of them were curious about who informed the two Lich clans before. But now that Jiyan said it, the two of them couldn't help but look at Jiyan and Zunti with suspicion. I had a look on my face. He said with a bit of displeasure, fellow Taoist, could it be that you informed the Lich and the Lich clan of Yuanqi and I's plan? Fellow Taoist, I was joking, how could I know about your plan with fellow Taoist Yuanqi? Jiyan shook his head and smiled. Jiyan and Zunti didn't know the plans of Laozi and Yuanqi in advance, but they kept watching their actions. When Laozi's disciples and Yuanqi's disciples went to the Lich clan respectively, then I saw it. Fellow Taoist Laozi, fellow Taoist Yuanqi, my senior brother and I saw you and other disciples from both sides going to the Lich and Demon tribes respectively, Zunti said. Even though the two of them had explanations, Yuanqi and Laozi still didn't believe it. Fellow Taoist Laozi, fellow Taoist Yuanqi, and my two senior fellow apprentices all think the same as you, they all want to plan the new destiny of the human race. If the plan of the two Taoist friends Laozi and Yuanqi succeeds, we will be very happy to see it. What the two of them are best at is fishing in troubled waters. If the three clans really go to war, they will definitely not be slower than I, Yuanqi, to snatch luck. After Jiyan made his position clear, I have no reason to doubt. Following the lead, let me mention two fellow Taoists. Our plan has not come to fruition. These two fellow Taoists must not be here to see a joke, I ask seriously. Naturally, this time the human race has a new destiny, the few of us are on the same front. There is no reason to laugh at teammates. If you say you're not laughing, that's a lie. My disciples were rejected before. The fight between Yuanqi's disciples was miserable. The two of them were so happy to see it. They thought to themselves that there were times when the calculation between me and Yuanqi failed. But at this moment, the two of them were the person acted very naturally, it really looked like he had never smiled before. My two senior brothers have a plan, and I am 100% sure. As long as this plan is used, the new destiny of the human race will be robbed by us, Jiyan said confidently. Oh? Is there a good plan to lead fellow Taoists? Yuanqi and the two of them immediately had their eyes lighted up. But I have a request, the tone of the reception was very firm. Let me introduce my Taoist friends. I didn't agree hastily. Laozi, fellow Taoist Yuanqi, you also know that our West is barren and lacks opportunities and luck. Therefore, my junior brother and I discussed it. This time, the human race's new luck will be 50% for the West. The performance of Jiyan looked poor. It was completely false. The performance of Jiyan and Zunti was absolutely serious. When the two of them heard that it was 50%, they immediately looked unhappy. You, a Westerner, got 50%, and I taught and explained it. How many more teachings can there be? But before Laozi could speak to Yuanqi, Zunti said, fellow Taoist Yuanqi, if we continue to bargain this time, the destiny of the human race will be taken away by Nuwafuxi brother and sister. We and other generals will nothing left. I mentioned this clearly with a threatening meaning. If you don't agree, we won't do it. In the worst case, we will give our luck to Nuwa and Fuxi. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoan. Chapter 67. If you are lured, you may be threatened. Lao Tzu, Yuan Shi was naturally very unhappy. However, his plan failed. I haven't come up with any other good plans. How can Nuwa and Fuxi brother and sister take away all the human race's new destiny? Since fellow Taoist Jiyan has a good idea, let's talk about it. Although I didn't agree directly, I already acquiesced in my words. What does fellow Taoist Yuanshi think? Although I saw that I agreed, I still felt uneasy. I have already agreed, so what else can Yuanshi say? Guide fellow Taoist, tell me your plan, I will share the other 50% with senior brother Laozi Yuanshi Deo. Thank you two fellow Taoists for your humility. It's a joy to receive. On a deserted island. It seems that the fate of the human race is really going to be obtained by all of you. Tongtian looked at the self-righteousness of several people, and couldn't help but scorned. If there was no Tongtian, their plan would definitely be successful. But with the existence of Tongtian, they can only say that they are just talking, and the moon in the water is just a dream. The holy power appears. 4 corpses and evil spirits appeared in front of the 4 saints. The corpse evil's resentment came out. Suddenly, Laozi's dojo was filled with a sinister atmosphere. If it weren't for the 4 saints to suppress the formation, even if the quasi-sages were here, they would inevitably be in trouble. What a vicious evil spirit! Yuanshi said in surprise. This is called corpse evil resentment. It was something my junior brother and I found by chance. I once studied it with my junior brother. If this evil spirit of corpse enters the body of a living being, it can give birth to an evil alien species that is not in the 3 realms and 6 paths, has no soul, and no soul. But his combat power is so fierce that he can kill 3 corpses of a quasi-sage. Jiyan pointed at the corpse and said with resentment. Fellow Taoist, do you want to use these 4 corpses to stop Fuxi? I asked. Yes, with the resentment of these 4 zombies, no matter how Fuxi can resist it, once Fuxi is defeated, the 6 gods of the human race will definitely regenerate cholera, and then it will be the time for us to harvest the new destiny of the human race. When he spoke, he was full of pride and arrogance. This is a great idea. To guide fellow Taoists, follow this plan. I and Yuanshi nodded in agreement. Fuxi came to the human race in the name of Nuwa. However, in the past few decades, nearly 90% of thousands of tribes have fallen under his command. Seeing that the throne of the human emperor and the new destiny of the human race were about to be obtained by Fuxi. However, 4 corpse evil spirits suddenly descended on the human race. Generals, empresses, Yinggo, Hanbei, and the 4 ancestors of zombies were finally born. Each of the 4 zombies has special powers and is extremely vicious. Endless killing, endless bloodlust. The human race was in chaos for a while. In less than a few days, the number of humans who died at the hands of the 4 zombie ancestors has reached 100,000. In the void. Fellow Taoist guide, the resentment of these 4 zombies is truly astonishingly fierce. This time Fuxi encounters the resentment of these 4 corpses and will definitely perish. I and Yuanshi laughed while looking at the chaos of the human race. At this moment, they only thought about luck and did not care about the life and death of the human race. That's natural. For a mere quasi-sage to dare to plan such a great fortune is to seek death, Jiyan said with a confident smile. The 4 ancestors of zombies were killing like crazy. The human race is also a living being, and so many died in just a few days. How could Fuxi still sit still? If this continues, the human race will be in chaos again. The human race he painstakingly built prestige and belief will be destroyed before your eyes. Even the ferocious auras of the 4 mere deities dare to show off their evil deeds on our clan. Come to death. Fuxi rose up in the sky. The powerful power of law filled the entire void. The fourth ancestor of the zombies has no soul, and no spirit. Although some behaviors are natural, but there is arrogance in his nature. Anyone who appears is stronger than them, or creatures similar to them. They will be attracted immediately and will kill them. Soon, the four zombies and the fourth ancestor were led out by Fuxi. Compared with the quasi-sage speed that killed the three corpses, in the blink of an eye, he was already standing around Fuxi. Blood-red and murderous eyes were focused on Fuxi's body. Roar! The generals rushed to kill Fuxi first. Court death! Fuxi shouted violently, and the power of the law of operation was blasted away. Bang! A dull sound came out. This blow would never be able to be received by a creature that was not at the level of killing three corpses. However, the general, one of the four ancestors of the zombies, he only retreated thousands of miles. The zombie's body showed no scars. Seeing this scene, Fuxi's eyes were startled. What a terrifying defensive power this was. No one among the creatures in the ancient world could compare with it. At this moment, another ancestor of the zombies, Honghuang's body flashed. A zombie power bombarded him. At this moment, Fuxi did not dare to be careless. He quickly sacrificed the corpse-killing treasure. An innate Bagua array appeared in the void, shocking the surroundings. This treasure is the origin of Fuxi. A treasure. It has both offense and defense, and is not weak at all. In terms of magic weapons, there are only a few special powers among the ancient powers, such as Zhen Yuanzi and a few others. Fuxi has this treasure, which is enough to defeat any beheader. 3 corpses. However, it was not enough to face the 4 ancestors of zombies. However, after several attacks, Fuxi's Taoist body already had several scars, all of which were injured by the 4 ancestors of zombies. Although it has not been long since the war started, the powerful strength of the 4 zombies is already clear. If this continues, Fuxi will not only be defeated, but will even be killed by the ancestor of the 4 zombies. He is worthy of being the 4th ancestor of zombies, and his fighting power is really tough. I like it so much. At this moment, in the eyes of others, the 4 zombies are ferocious and terrifying existences. But in the eyes of Tongtian, they have become a favorite treasure. If Fuxi is defeated, Nuwa should take action. However, I don't think the saints will just watch Nuwa help Fuxi. Tongtian's voice had just finished. A shout came from the void. Even the evil ones dare to hurt my elder brother. A saint's majesty passed down. It's the goddess. The goddess is coming to the human race. When Nuwa's voice came out, the human race was shocked. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 68. But blink. Nuwa's saint body has moved from the Wa palace to the void above the human race. The last time, Fu 11 almost died after losing his luck. Therefore, Nuwa has been paying attention to Fuxi since he entered the human race. It is precisely because of this that Nuwa will immediately know when Fuxi is in danger. Nuwa's holy body descended, and the power of the saint suddenly appeared. But just when Nuwa was about to kill the ancestor of the self-respecting zombies, another 4 holy powers appeared across the sky. Fellow deist Nuwa, wait. I, Yuanqi, led the 4 saints out of Zunti. Seeing the arrival of several people, Nuwa was surprised at first. But she had no time to think about why these people were here. Fellow Taoists, we'll talk about something later. I'll save my brother first, Nuwa said. Fellow deist Nuwa, I'm afraid you won't be able to save fellow deist Fuxi today, I looked a bit strong. Nuwa's expression changed. Fellow Taoist, what do you mean by this? Nuwa's words already showed displeasure. Since fellow Taoist Fuxi entered the human race to plan his destiny, he should bear the resulting disaster himself, I said. My Taoist friend is right, if you take action, wouldn't it be a violation of the rules, Ji Yin said. In planning this plan, several people have already included Nuwa in their calculations. They knew that Nuwa would appear, and they had already thought about it and would not allow Nuwa to take action. Although Nuwa is a saint with merits and virtues, luck is not in her favor. It was of no use. But she also knew how important luck was to the Qi sage. She didn't think too much about it at first. But now she had heard Ji Sheng's meaning from Ji Sheng's words. Ji Sheng didn't want her eldest brother Fuxi winning the luck of the human race. Fellow Taoists, what if Nuwa insists on taking action? Nuwa's eyebrows showed a look of anger. Fellow Taoist Nuwa, if this is the case, then I and a few others will have to intervene. UN. She sneered. The four saints had already thought of countermeasures before. If Nuwa insists on taking action, then they can only use force. The four saints began to release their saintly pressure, intending to contain Nuwa. How unreasonable! Nuwa would not compromise like this. The power of a saint with her own merits and virtues immediately emerged. And at the same time, she sacrificed the treasure of merits and virtues to the universe. Everyone, if you can't wait, then don't blame me for taking action, Nuwa shouted tenderly. Fellow Taoist Nuwa, I will never let you interfere this time. Fellow Taoist Nuwa, you have a treasure of merit and virtue, but we also have a treasure of suppressing luck. I said and walked out. Tai Chi diagram, come out. I was the first to sacrifice the treasure. The other three saints followed closely. Panga flag, come out. Swing the magic pestle, come out. The seven treasures tree, come out. For a saint's treasure that suppresses luck is in the sky. The power of the saint's treasure of luck is blooming. Although Nuwa was the first to achieve enlightenment through merit and virtue, and she has the treasure of merit and virtue. But her merits are low, not to mention that she still holds the four saints by herself. Double a fist cannot defeat four hands. One treasure of merit cannot resist four treasures of luck. Fellow Taoist Nuwa, there is no need to do useless work. You can't solve Taoist friend Fuxi's calamity today. Lao Zi Yuanji led Zunti and others with a strong momentum. Four treasures of luck stood in the void, and they immediately restrained Nuwa, making her unable to move at all. Fuxi suffered repeated attacks from the four ancestors of the zombies, and his injuries became more and more serious. And the most precious innate Bagua map has cracks. If this continues, the innate Bagua map will be broken, and Fuxi will die. Nuwa has already seen Fuxi's situation. But the saints suppressed her, and she was powerless, desolate. Island. It seems it's my turn to appear. Fuxi has reached the point of life and death. If he still looks at it, the power of chaos of 10,000 UN will be wasted. Use the magical power to change the world. The holy power of the sky, the breath changes. This place is so lively. The holy power of Tongtian spans hundreds of millions of miles. The powerful holy power condenses in the void. Although the true body has not yet arrived, this holy power is enough to represent his existence. The voice of Tongtian came out. In an instant, all the saints stared at it. Who is he? Where did this Hunyuan saint come from? All the saints were secretly shocked. Fellow Taoist, who are you? When we look at the ancient world, there are only 5 saints in total. Why do we never know about the existence of fellow Taoists? I asked tentatively. Why, do I have to tell you that I have achieved Hunyuan? Do I have to let you know? Tongtian looked indifferent. Fellow Taoist is joking. I'm just curious. I looked at him for a moment, and then said. Everyone is at the Hunyuan level, and others don't tell me. There is nothing I can do about it? Hey, these 4 menacing figures are quite interesting. I don't know, is this something owned? Tong Tien asked in a pretentious manner. The four evil spirits naturally refer to the four zombie ancestors. Speaking of which, these four zombie ancestors were created by Ji Yin and Zunti. Logically speaking, they should belong to Ji Yin and Zunti. However, the four ancestors of zombies were the despicable means they used to plan the destiny of the human race. They are all saints. If it is said that the four ancestors of zombies were created by them, is it true? It's not the same as spreading the word that the deeds were done by them. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to author, Honghuang Xiaoyan. Chapter 69. Fellow Taoist, those four menacing auras were born naturally, how could they be things with owners, Ji Yin said. At this moment, the four saints still can't see clearly what Tong Tien comes from. His words are very low-key. So that's it, since it's an ownerless thing, that's great. My dojo lacks a few gatekeepers. I like these four menacing figures very much. So, I accept it. As he said that, the holy power of heaven swept towards the fourth ancestor of the zombie. In an instant, the fourth ancestor of zombie had been dragged into the void by the great supernatural power of the heaven. The fourth ancestor of zombie was extremely ferocious before, but now the void seemed to be frozen, unable to move at all. No. The four saints were stunned for a moment. The four zombie ancestors turned into evil spirits were an indispensable key to their plans for the destiny of the human race. Now they are attracted by him and they want to take them away? Fellow Taoist, wait a minute. Seeing that the four ancestors of zombies were taken away, Ji Yin quickly shouted. How? Do the four ferocious auras belong to you? Although Tong Tien already knew who created the fourth zombie ancestor, he still pretended not to know. Tong Tien wanted to make them mute and eat coptis. Tong Tien was determined to determine the fourth zombie ancestor. This is not. How can you admit this? Let's not mention that he, a dignified saint, used such cruel methods. If the human race knew it, he was the one who created the fourth ancestor of the zombies. The human race suffered hundreds of thousands of casualties, and all this hatred fell on him. Take the lead. Don't talk about harvesting the luck of the human race in the future. I'm afraid that once you enter the human race, you will be yelled at and scolded. What's more, this time, Fuxi is on the bright side of the battle for luck. If he admits it, he is also telling the truth. Among others, Fuxi is also the target of their plot. When they stopped Nuwa before, Nuwa didn't know anything, so she could talk about the disaster of fighting for luck. But if Nuwa finds out, Fuxi will be plotted by them. Nuwa they will definitely risk their lives to attack the two of them from the west. Although they are not afraid of Nuwa, they do not want to fight against the Hunyuan saint of the same level as themselves. So what do you mean by wait? Is it possible that you also want these four evil spirits? Tong Tien asked. He looked at it for a moment. This thing was originally mine. Fellow Taoist, we do not want the evil spirits of these four deities. However, luck was born in the human race at this moment, and Fuxi, the brother of fellow Taoist Nuwa, was competing for luck, and this disaster happened to happen. Fellow Taoist, if you take away these four evil spirits, it will be equivalent to destroying fellow Taoist Fuxi. Ji Yin thought for a long time and finally reluctantly found a reason. If it's destroyed, it's destroyed. I don't care about the fate of the human race. It doesn't matter to me. Tong Tien Deo. What destroyed Fuxi's catastrophe? Originally, Fuxi had no catastrophe at all. It was entirely the operation of you saints. Fellow Taoist, although we are Hunyuan, we cannot destroy the order of the ancient world at will. What do you think? Seeing Tong Tien's insistence, I couldn't help but stand up. You want me to say? I think there is nothing that cannot be destroyed, it is just order, and the strong represent order. Since fellow Taoist Fuxi wants human luck, then give it to him. Tongtian is disdainful. What nonsense does not destroy the order? Among the ancient times, these four saints are the most unruly. All kinds of secret operations. When several people heard that Tongtian directly said that he wanted to give his luck to Fuxi, they were stunned. This gave them what else are you playing? Okay, after accepting the evil auras of these four deities, I will leave. The strategies of the four saints this time are based on the four ancestors of the zombies. Taking away the four ancestors of the zombies, the plans of the saints completely collapsed. Soon, it will be inevitable for Fuxi to win his luck. Therefore, Tongtian also prepared his skills. Retire after adulthood. What? Are you really going to collect the four ancestors of zombies and take them away? How can the plan to win the new destiny of the human race continue? Fellow Taoist, the four evil spirits are left behind. If not, we will not agree. I and the other four immediately showed a strong attitude. I wanted to retire after my success, but others did not allow it. Tongtian was not surprised that the four saints intercepted me. These four saints have a characteristic. First, speak with your mouth, you can't say it, but use force. Why don't you use force now? Guys, do you really want to have a fight with me? However, I remember that after the battle between several liches, I fought against you, but you were defeated miserably. Have you forgotten? Tongtian sneered. After hearing about the Lich War, several people immediately remembered their intention to conquer the remnants of the two Lich tribes. Suddenly a mysterious man appeared and challenged four people to one another, and the four of them could only run away. It's you. Oh, it's you. You actually also achieved Hunyuan. Countless Yuanhui people who disappeared have appeared again. And just like them, they have attained the Hunyuan enlightenment. How can this not surprise or shock them? You losers like you have already attained Hunyuan. Is it any wonder that I have attained Hunyuan? Tongtian's tone had a strong sense of ridicule. In the ancient times, except for the five of us, no one made meritorious deeds or established a religion. How do you preach? I asked with a gloomy face. Who said that enlightenment requires meritorious deeds and teachings? Tongtian smiled disdainfully. Don't think that everyone is trash like you. Fellow Taoist, is it too rude for you to be so abusive? Being ridiculed repeatedly, anger grew in Jishin's heart. P.S. Xiaoyun tells everyone a piece of news. This book will be on the shelves at 12 noon today. Xiaoyun hopes that everyone will support you. Give more for the first subscription and give more for the full version. Order. If the first order reaches 500, and the full order reaches 200, Xiaoyun will write 20,000 words a day. Honghuang, I can reach the sky without realizing the great way, and I will never change my form to e-author, Honghuang Xiaoyun. Chapter 70. Even though I am abusive and rude, I am still better than you shameless and obscene people. For the fate of the human race, you have all kinds of real tricks. Tongtian looked down upon several saints. Fellow Taoist, why do you say that we are using all kinds of tricks for the destiny of the human race? Don't insult us, Yuanqi said in a displeased tone. Insult you? Did I insult you? Isn't it your strategy to lure the two Lich clans into war? Tongtian sneered. I didn't want to expose it, but these people were so ignorant. They had to force Tongtian. Yuanqi changed his face when he heard this. The two of them had never understood why their plan was betrayed by the two Liches. The clan knew about it? Now I finally understand. It's because Tongtian knew about it in advance. And Tongtian also told the Lich and the two clans. Fellow Taoist, it turns out to be you. Yuanqi continued with anger in his eyes. Since you know the plan of my senior brother and I, do you also know the ferocious auras of these statues? What do you think? Tong Tien smiled. You said it, and it was already explained very clearly. Their plot is known to Tong Tien. A few people understood it instantly, after so long. Tong Tien was teasing them. They are the same saints. What a joke. The saints were instantly angry. But before they could get angry, Nuwa, who was on the side, naturally heard the problem from the words of several people. Fellow Taoist, where did these four evil spirits come from? Asked Nuwa. Do you want to know? Then ask Ji Yanzunti, they know best. Tong Tien said. Ji Yanzunti's face changed. Originally, the two of them didn't want Nuwa to know that the corpse evil resentment had anything to do with them. But now, it's obvious that Nuwa has doubted it. Ji Yin, Zunti, are these four ferocious spirits created by you specifically to deal with my elder brother? Nu Wa's anger rose again. Fellow Taoist Nuwa, please don't listen to this fellow Taoist's nonsense about this matter. Ji Yin Zunti's eyes dodged, obviously she lied. Seeing the look in their eyes, Nuwa believed in her judgment even more. The Kinkan cauldron, broken. Nuwa went into a state of rage. Ji Yin Zunti, my Nuwa is going to have a walk with you today. The Kinkan cauldron grew tens of millions of times in size, and the power of the saints blossomed without any scruples. In an instant, the suppression of the previous four saints' holy power was broken. Nuwa, since you insist on believing what others say and attack us too, then we have no choice but to fight back. Ji Yin and Zunti activated their fortune treasures. But despite this, the two still showed that things were not what they did. The panic and holy power bloomed infinitely in the void. The power of saints one after another blast out. What is the power of void? How could it be so terrible? The human races under the void were all surprised. The saints started fighting, and the great powers in the wilderness were immediately alarmed. For a time, countless eyes stared at this place. What happened? Why did Saint Nuwa fight with Saint Ji Yin and Saint Zunti? In addition, why are there the auras of the 6 saints in the void? Aren't there only 5 saints in the ancient world? Which saint is next to the Saint Laozi and the Saint Yuanqi? When many powerful people paid attention to the battle between the saints, they also paid attention to Tong Tien after using the magical power to change the world. They were all surprised. One treasure of merit was not enough to withstand the 2 treasures of Jian and Zunti that suppressed luck. Nuwa hurriedly another treasure was sacrificed. Liluan red hydrangea, out. Although this treasure is not a treasure of merit, nor is it a treasure that suppresses luck, it is also at the level of an innate treasure. Nuwa is a Hunyuan saint, and the power of the innate treasure in her hands is naturally not comparable to that of a quasi-sage. The 2 treasures are different. Dealing with Ji Yin and Zunti. The battle between the 3 of them entered a fierce battle in the blink of an eye. The power of the saint is really powerful. Compared with their power, our quasi-sages are less than 1%. It's too scary. Such a saint might not be able to hold on for a few breaths. After all the great masters were surprised by the existence of Tong Tien, they were immediately attracted by the Saint War. The Saint War is an existence that can only be encountered but cannot be sought. None of the great masters want to miss such an opportunity. Ji Yin Zunti, as a Hunyuan saint, you behave like that, it is really abominable. Nu Wa used 2 saint magical powers in succession and blasted out. Nuwa, we are all disciples of Honghuang Daozu, how can we listen to outsiders' words? Ji Yin and Zunti explained again with serious expressions on their faces. They said it as if they were not disciples of Honghuang Daozu. Tong Tien looked at him with disdain. These 2 guys obviously did it. But now they still refuse to admit it. I don't want this. The ability of face is truly invincible. Although Nuwa has the merits of creating the human race and mending the sky, her merits are inferior and luck is in the middle. At the beginning of the battle, it is hard to tell who is stronger and who is weaker. But as time goes by, the difference between the strong and the weak becomes more obvious. Nuwa was repeatedly driven back by Jian Zunti's luck treasure. At this moment, the disadvantage was gradually becoming apparent. Jian and Zunti, when they had not had the upper hand before, just wanted to resolve the battle with explanations. But the two, now that people have the upper hand, they immediately become stronger. Fellow Daoist Nuwa, you started this battle first. In this case, we will not show mercy. Yes, my senior brothers never cause trouble, but they are not afraid of trouble either. The upright look of these two people is really disgusting. They never cause trouble. In the ancient times, they were the first when it came to causing trouble, and no one could compare. As early as when Honghuang was giving lectures, their reputations, but it's not good. It's a pity that Saint Nuwa is second to one, so this battle may be difficult to win. The two saints Jian and Zunti really went too far and showed no mercy when they gained power. Knowing that the great master who had taken over the reputation of the two of them, he immediately began to stand up for Nuwa. Fellow Daoist Nuwa, you will be defeated. Nuwa was repelled repeatedly, and Jian and Zunti became more and more domineering. Fellow Daoist Nuwa, please step back. I will take over this battle for you. These two people in the West are getting more and more excessive. How can Tongtian still tolerate it? Not to mention, Tongtian also wants to see how Nuwa will thank him after he transforms into a sect in the future. It is even more impossible to let Nuwa something happened. The holy voice of the great Dao reaching the sky came out, and the holy power suddenly erupted like a spark of fire igniting a prairie fire. This saint actually wants to fight for the Saint Nuwa. Who is this saint? This saint's power is very strong. Just from the feeling of this holy power, it seems that no one among the saints can compare. All the powerful people were shocked. Fellow Taoist, how can I ask you to take a trip through this muddy water for Nuwa? Now Tongtian is using his magical power to change the world. Nuwa certainly doesn't know Tongtian, and she naturally doesn't want a person who makes a living to be implicated by her. To be honest, Tongtian has to wade through a lot of muddy waters on behalf of Nuwa and Fuxi. Nuwa preached the truth, it's him. It's him who saved Nuwa's eldest brother. Now Fuxi is fighting for his luck, and it's him too. Why be so polite? I've seen these two people unhappy. Today, if it's not you, I have to fight them, Tongtian said. Seeing what Tongtian said, Nuwa couldn't continue to refuse. After all, she was indeed defeated by Jian and Zunti. But she was worried that Tongtian would be defeated, so she immediately reminded fellow Taoist, but Jian and Zunti are all saints of luck. Tongtian is the supreme Hunyuan, just a saint of luck. Fellow Taoist, just step back. No need to worry about anything else. Tongtian's tone showed strength. However, Tongtian was just an instinctive display of his character. But at this moment, Nuwa felt a familiar feeling. This tone, this character, why do you look so much like fellow Taoist Tongtian? Tongtian changed the world at this moment to cover himself with magical powers. But Nuwa still couldn't help but see something. Fellow Taoist, Nuwa was ready to say that she seemed to know Tongtian. But before she could speak, Tongtian knew that her tone and way of speaking were too similar to her. Fellow Taoist, you stand down and watch the battle, I'm going to take action. I can't say it anymore. Besides, I'm afraid that Nuwa will really recognize her. Although I'm not afraid of Nuwa's recognition, I can always pretend to be a mysterious saint. It would be too embarrassing to be exposed. Fellow Taoist, although you can defeat us in the quasi-sage realm, it will be different in Hunyuan. Don't make the mistake of yourself. Tongtian has shown a strong momentum from the time he appeared until now. But in the eyes of Jian and Zunti, Tongtian may not be able to use super strong combat power like in the quasi-sage realm. What? This saint once defeated Jian and Zunti when he was a quasi-sage. Who is this? The great masters were once again surprised. Quasi-sage can defeat you, Hunyuan can also defeat you. Still as simple. Tongtian said indifferently. The holy power has reached its peak. Capture the sun and the moon. The great magical power containing the power of the holy power was displayed. A giant palm covering the sky cut across hundreds of millions of miles of void. It landed directly on the head of Jayanzunti. The Buddha sea is astonishing. Buddha Dharma fills the sky. Jiyan and Zunti also used two Buddhist magical powers in an instant. The two Buddhist magical powers contained powerful holy power and turned into golden light and soared into the sky. The giant palm that covered the sky had already struck down. Bang! A loud noise came out. The world trembled. Then I saw two golden lights that were directly smashed by the giant palm. But the giant palm that covered the sky still existed. This saint's magical powers are so powerful. After breaking through the magical power of the saint who led Zunti, the power has not yet subsided. Sage Jayan and Sage Zunti were afraid that they would not have time to use their magical powers to counterattack, so they had to rely on their bodies to resist the blow. The great power watching the battle said secretly. Jiyan and Zunti thought that the combined attack of their magical powers would definitely destroy the magical power of Tongtian. But it was unexpected, not to mention that it was not destroyed. Even the power was not consumed much. Junior brother, use the golden body of gods and Buddhas. Jiyan shouted quickly. A golden light suddenly appeared on the bodies of Jiyan and Zunti, enveloping the two of them. Boom! The giant palm covering the sky finally struck down. The moment it fell, a powerful wave of pressure swept through the void thousands of miles away. When the wave of pressure dissipated, I saw that the golden light protecting Jiyan and Zunti had been shattered. Not only that. Looking carefully, there have been many cracks on the holy bodies of the two people. They are cracks, not scars. This is because the divine power of Tongtian is too strong. The holy bodies of Jiyan and Zunti have withstood, unable to hold back, they were torn apart. In addition to their holy bodies, the two men also had the fire of their saint souls, which was also reduced a bit. The two of them first used an attacking magical power, followed closely by a protective magical power. Even so, but it is still inevitable that the saint's body will be torn apart, and the saint's soul's fire will be reduced. This blow is enough to prove that after Tongtian was promoted to Hunyuan, his magical power to capture the sun and the moon has become much stronger. Now the saint of Hunyuan cannot easily catch it. Very scary. This saint is so powerful. The great powers who watched the battle in the prehistoric era couldn't help but take a breath of cold air. I and Yuanqi also had shocked eyes. No matter who the two of them are, they don't have such fighting power, even if they attack together. It's impossible, just one magical power can hurt Jiyan and Zunti. This Taoist friend is strong. Tongtian has a domineering personality and is decisive in his actions, and so is this fellow Taoist. These two really look alike. The eyes on Nuwa's pretty face flashed with suspicion. One blow can seriously injure Jiyan and Zunti. The reason is that Tongtian is the supreme Hunyuan. Moreover, Jiyan and Zunti are only at the first level of Hunyuan, while Tongtian is already the first level of Hunyuan. The second level of Yuan. When you reach the realm of Hunyuan, the first level is the gap.